Hi guys, Daz here with another hot comic book alert. But before I continue, I've just got to get this out of the way. That's the Key Chaser, comic book and geek culture for an adult audience. That's where we are, guys. It's as simple as that. So, Daz's hot comic book alerts, and it's an anniversary edition. Episode 250. Curse, you know the score. You have to by now. News. It waits for no man. What have I got for you? I'm excited about this one. Now, it appears that Marvel Studios is pulling no punches with its first Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, as announced by Kevin Feige at this past summer's San Diego Comic-Con, the series will introduce John Walker, aka US Agent, as a government-sanctioned replacement for Steve Rogers. I made a hot comic book alert about that. But apparently it won't stop there. I have recently learned that the series will introduce Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar, as a partner to John Walker. Now, Lamar Hoskins made his Marvel Comics debut alongside John Walker in 1986's Captain America issue 323. Now, when John Walker was introduced to the world as Super Patriot, Hoskins, who served alongside Walker in the military, along with two other former military men calling themselves the Bold Urban Commandos, staged an attack, providing Walker with the opportunity to save the day. Now, the Bold Urban Commandos, or Buckies, continued to dish out vigilante justice against those whose ideals opposed them. I'm going to show you a sneaky peek. First, of Lamar Hoskins dressed as Battlestar. Pretty cool stuff, guys. And then I move on and I'll show you some panels from that issue 323, where we see the Buckies, or the Bold Urban Commandos. Hoskins, who like Walker gets superhuman strength from the power broker, continued working with the Buckies as Walker's popularity rose and his favour with the US government grew. Now, in issue 333, Walker was appointed by the government as the new Captain America, and in issue 334, he was revealed as the new government-sponsored Bucky. Now, finally, in issue 341, Hoskins donned a new outfit and began calling himself Battlestar, citing the racist connotations and origins of the word Bucky as the reason for the change. Now, while we aren't likely to get a direct adaptation of this origin story, it appears that Marvel Studios will be taking some clues from Mark Gruenwald's Captain America run. Now, thanks to Instagrammer user Just Beachy for Stacy, I've gotten my hands on some set photos taken in Barnesville, Georgia, that give us some insight into how Lamar Hoskins will be introduced in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Recent set photos taken at the Duluth High School football field indicate that Wyatt Russell's John Walker will be introduced to the world via public reveal that may be held in the town where he grew up. Now, the following day, November the 22nd, Russell was in Barnesville, where the local grocery store was transformed into a flower shop. Hoskins Family Flowers. Now, that's interesting. I've got those photos. I'm going to show them to you guys. There we go. Now, Russell films scenes both inside and outside the Hoskins Flower Shop, where he paid visit to an as yet unknown actor believed to be pictured below. That could well be the US Agent and Lamar Hoskins. Now, at this point, we can only speculate that Walker is visiting his old friend to bring him on board. Now, it's possible that we could see a reenactment of the staged attack when Walker is introduced at the football field, giving the newly appointed hero a chance to prove himself. It's also possible that we'll simply see Hoskins introduced as the new Bucky or as Battlestar. Now, whatever the case, it is simply awesome to see how deep showrunner Malcolm Spellman has dug to bring new characters to life. here is the football field, guys. So it seems as though we are getting a reenactment of the comic. Now, while we know we're getting a deep dive into the lives of Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, it's becoming obvious that John Walker is not going to be a one-note character. It's important to remember that Walker is not the villain of this project, and while he's certain to come into conflict with Sam and Bucky, he is also doing his best to be an American hero at a time when he is sorely needed. What are your thoughts on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I'm quite excited from what I can hear and see. Thank you to Murphy's Multiverse for bringing that information to me. So, the books in question, guys, are both heated up. One I've shown before, one is new to you. They're both in about the $20 range now on eBay. First up, a book from 1986, Captain America, issue 323. This is the first appearance of Lamar Hoskins. And it's also the first appearance of Super Patriot, aka John Walker, who later becomes the US agent. So it seems like this is a big book going forwards, guys. We've also got the first appearance of Hector Lennox and Jerry Johnson in that one. And moving on, a book that is really heating up in the last day or so is Captain America issue 341 from 1988. This is where Lamar Hoskins becomes Battlestar, guys. Now, I showed you a little panel with two other characters. We might be getting either Boomslang, who is Mark Roymer, Coach Whip, who is Beatrix Keener, or Rock Python, who is Magula, because they also make their first appearances in this book, guys. But be on the lookout. You know, they can be found cheap. I found this one for £4 and this one for £3. Just get out there, see what you can find, guys. I'm excited for the Captain America and Winter Soldier show. Don't let me down. See what you can find. Get dig it. Stars over now. Bye for now.